What's up? Welcome on into the George on Tap, What's on Tap show. Today we talk about what is going on in the world of sports, and there is quite a bit a lot today going on for a time where, well, really, it's supposed to be the most dead time in sports. But we got some fun stories for you today. But before we get started, I want to talk about Underdog Fantasy. Use Underdog to build out your 3-player, 4-player, 5-player, whatever it might be, plays of the day. Underdog Fantasy is a great place to do your 3-player props. You can build out plays like Bryce Miller over 15.5 pitching outs, Cody Bradford 17.5 pitching outs lower, and Joey Estes 17.5 pitching outs lower. Use promo code ONTAP. You will get up to a 50% bonus, up to $1,000 US. That's new, but only by using promo code ONTAP will you be able to achieve those dreams of getting these huge plays. So make sure you sign up using our promo code, and you will not be disappointed. What's on tap? Let's talk about Jaden Daniels, who's won the starting job in Washington, in our nation's capital. And people are excited about Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels has had a definite journey. He went from being the quarterback at ASU, being pretty good, transferring to LSU, and becoming extraordinary. He's been he was the best quarterback in college football maybe last year. I don't agree with that. I would have went with Michael Penix Jr. for Heisman. But Jaden Daniels' stats were so damn good that he won the Heisman Trophy. And I wouldn't say not deservingly so. He was great. He was phenomenal. And it earned him to be picked by the Washington Commanders really early in the first round. And now he's been so good that, hey, he won the starting job. And one of the problems with him is he's a little lanky, not big and buff and, big bottom. But we've seen quarterbacks succeed like that. Lamar Jackson, another guy who won the Heisman Trophy. And I think Jaden Daniels is going to actually exceed all expectations that I had for him. He's going to be good. He's going to be electric. He's going to be, dare I say what Colin Cowherd said, Steph Curry. He's going to be a guy that we tune into, must-watch TV. I talked about this in our Sports on Tap betting show, which you can find in the description if you're watching on YouTube at the Sports on Tap. The Commanders, to me, are my surprise team in the NFC to make the playoffs. And that's all going to be on the back of Jaden Daniels. Of course, I would have liked if he had an offensive head coach instead of Dan Quinn, but Dan Quinn's a hell of a head coach. He took the Falcons all the way to the Super Bowl. And Matt Ryan had an MVP season. I know Kyle Shanahan was his offensive coordinator. But Jaden Daniels, I think, is going to be fantastic. I think Jaden Daniels is going to turn a lot of heads. Lamar Jackson-esque. And he's going to be fun to watch. But it made me think. Let's talk about our rookie quarterback rankings, what I think the end of the year is going to look like, who's going to be the best rookie quarterback and the worst rookie quarterback of the season. That doesn't mean for their whole entire career, but who is going to have the best season and the worst season as rookies. Let's start off with our last place. That's Michael Penix Jr. from the University of Washington, my alma mater. I love Michael Penix Jr. But the reason I think he's going to have the worst rookie year is I don't think he's going to play a snap. Unless Kirk Cousins gets hurt, I think long-term he's in a great situation. But I just don't think that Michael Penix Jr. is going to play. Don't blame the Falcons for drafting him. I think he's their future quarterback. I think he's going to be really good down the line. But right now, I just don't think he plays. Next on that list is Spencer Rattler for the New Orleans Saints. He's supposedly wowed in camp. And let's not forget, he used to be the number one prospect. I think he's going to start 2 or 3 regular season games at the end of the year and be okay. And then go into the following season as a starting quarterback for the Saints. Now, Derek Carr can get hurt. And if he does, Spencer Rattler is going to be thrown into the fire. But I think it's actually good for Spencer Rattler to sit down, not be the actual quarterback for the team right away. And I think that will help him out develop in the long term. So Spencer Rattler is second to last on that list. There's 6 quarterbacks. Number 4, Drake May. I think Drake May is going to be okay. I think he has a lot of kinks to work out. He has a good arm. He's big. He's strong. He's your prototypical, when you draw a quarterback, that's what you draw as Drake May. People say he's a lot like Justin Herbert. Some people have heard Josh Allen, just like that body type. We haven't really seen much success from North Carolina quarterbacks. Mitch Trubisky, I mean, comes to mind right away. Sam Howell, already on his second team in 2 years with my Seattle Seahawks. But I think Drake May will be okay. I think he'll do good enough for the team to say, let's give him another year and see in the following season if he's the future starting quarterback in the long term for the New England Patriots. My number 3 quarterback for rookies is going to be Bo Nix. Bo Nix is going to win the starting job in Denver. Bo Nix is in a perfect situation because of his head coach to put him in the right situations. Go look at Russell Wilson's stats last year. We don't like Russ for many reasons, and he lost his job, but he actually did not have horrible stats because Sean Payton is a quarterback wizard. I think Bo Nix and the Broncos surprise a lot of people, and I think Bo Nix is going to be a pretty good starting quarterback, and he's at least a midterm to long-term option for the Denver Broncos. Number 2 is going to be Jaden Daniels. I know we just opened up this with Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels is going to have a very good rookie season. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. I think it's going to be a race for the rookie of the year between him and you'll all know who's the number 1 guy. But I think the number 1 guy is just going to edge out Jaden Daniels by this much. But is Jaden good? Absolutely. Is Jaden going to have a good season? Absolutely. If you're a fan of the Washington Commanders, be excited. You found your franchise quarterback. And number 1 is Caleb Williams, who's gotten a lot of hate. I think Caleb Williams is a guy that people just don't like because of multiple reasons. We talked about it all on yesterday's pod. But Caleb Williams is going to be the rookie of the year. Caleb Williams is going to lead the Bears to the playoffs, and Caleb Williams is going to put out some fantastic numbers. But like I said, don't sleep on Jaden Daniels. He's going to revolutionize the position for the Commanders. He's going to be a mix between Lamar Jackson and, in a weird way, a little bit of Steph Curry, where he's going to do things that we might have not seen before. He's had that journey. He's had that time at ASU and goes to LSU and wins the Heisman Trophy. That is not a small feat by any means. So when you think of Jaden Daniels, think about it as someone who maybe doesn't look conventional, but he's going to be exceptional. And the Commanders are lucky. They found their franchise quarterback. And I think he's a guy that the NFL is going to promote because he's going to be electric. Once again, that rookie quarterback ranking is Caleb 1, Jaden Daniels 2, Bo Nix 3, Drake May 4, Spencer Rattler 5, and Michael Penix 6, simply because I don't think Michael Penix plays a down this season. Let's talk about Zion Williamson for a moment here. We all know Zion came into the league with so much hype and so much charisma and looked like he had so much joy. And that joy kind of got sucked out because of all the off-field stuff, which wasn't really anything like illegal, but like, the stuff with the porn stars and the weight and the food and not staying healthy and just a lot of bad vibes. But he was pretty good last season, and it looks like that Zion Williamson's back and the Zion Williamson hype train is back. I think Zion's going to have an excellent season. And the good news here is Zion Williamson looks like he's lost a lot of weight. They say he hasn't been this low since his days in Duke. And you remember how electric the days in Duke were. And it made me think, did Zion Williamson just finally figure it out? Let's not forget, he entered the league at 19 years old. He's around 23 now, 24. Now he gets it. Sometimes we ask these athletes at 19 years old to have it all figured out. Not everyone's LeBron James and can figure it out. Zion Williamson might have just figured out his routine. Zion Williamson might have just figured out how to actually become a professional. And if that's the case, it's going to be scary hours in New Orleans because Zion Williamson is still uber talented. Zion Williamson still is marketable. I really hope we have finally found the Zion Williamson we've been waiting for. And if we have, good. because we're going to enjoy watching basketball with Zion Williamson a lot more than watching basketball without Zion Williamson. Now, we want him to stay healthy, of course, but part of staying healthy is your weight. And if his weight really is down to where they say it is, if his weight's really where he needs to be, yeah, I think Zion Williamson is going to have an excellent season. And it's a great thing for the New Orleans Pelicans in general to see Zion Williamson exactly where he needs to be. Really happy for him. Really happy that he has dropped this weight. Really happy that Zion Williamson is where it needs to be because his stats were absurd. We saw him put up stats at some points in his rookie and second season that we hadn't seen since David Robinson and Michael Jordan. Come on, guys. We got to root for Zion to continue to lose this weight. Hopefully he does. And hopefully we get to enjoy some Zion Williamson basketball. All right, let's talk about Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr went and spoke at the Democratic National Convention. And whether or not you actually agree with his takes and his like actual speaking about Kamala Harris and endorsing her for president, that's up to you. I have no ill will. You can actually support whoever you want. I'm not a supporter of Kamala Harris. And I think part of it, if the Democratic National Convention's a little like pudge, like we know better than you. And he went with the whole, I actually kind of thought it was funny when he said, oh, we're going to tell Trump night, night, like Steph Curry. I mean, it's funny, right? I know we're not looking for funny in politics, and we're not really looking for our basketball head coaches to give us everything about politics. But it's okay. To each their own. This is not where my problem is. Kerr on his reasons for voting for Kamala. The reason I said yes to speaking here tonight is that as a coach and former player, as a husband, a son, a father, even a grandfather, and as an American, I believe in a certain type of leadership. I believe leaders must display dignity. I believe that leaders must tell the truth. I believe leaders should be able to laugh at themselves. I believe leaders must care for, love the people they are leading. I believe leaders must possess knowledge and expertise, but with full awareness that not all of us have the answers. Well, it doesn't feel like that. And in fact, some of the best answers often come from members of a team. And if you look for those qualities in your friends or your boss or your employee or your child's teacher or your mayor, then you shouldn't want those same qualities as president. And then when you think about it that way, this is no contest. With Kamala and Tim Walz, I see those qualities. Well, this is not where my problem is. He paints himself, it seems like, as a hero. He said, I know very well that speaking out about politics these days comes with risks. I can see the shut up and whistle tweets being fired off as we speak. But I also knew as soon as asked that it was too important as an American citizen not to speak up in an election of this magnitude. Cool. Very brave of Steve Kerr. Great. Happy for him. But here's the problem. He said all these things, and it's not like I care that much, but selective, hypocrite. Let's go back about when Steve Kerr was lame. 2019, he got engulfed in the Daryl Morey controversy. Daryl Morey tweeted out, "Fight for freedom. I stand with Hong Kong." Okay, sounds pretty good. Steve Kerr, you can stand for people fighting for the rights, right? Steve Kerr was asked about his thoughts on the Chinese government and what he thought about Daryl Morey's tweets. And he said, actually, I don't. I mean, this is a really bizarre international story, and a lot of us don't know what to make of it. It's something I'm reading about like everybody is, but I'm not going to comment further. That's fine. You're not going to comment further. I agreed. That's totally fine. I don't know about this, so I'm not going to comment. He read up on it, he said, and he was asked again because he said he was going to read up on it, remember? So they asked him, what are your thoughts? He said, none. He said, about the human rights in China. No, I have no opinion. Nor has America's record of human rights abuse come up either. People in China didn't ask me about it. You know, people owning AR-15s and mowing each other down in a mall. Perfect. Just, not only do you not have an opinion on China, you're going to crap on the United States. That's where my problem was with Steve Kerr in the Democratic National Convention. Not that he supported Kamala Harris. He can support whoever he wants. Anyone can support whoever they want. I really believe that. This is my problem with politics. If you are on this side wants to bash you. If you're on this side wants to bash you. But one thing I ask of leadership, one thing I ask is stay consistent. Keep your politics consistent. And if you're going to say I'm brave and speak up, then speak up about everything. Don't sit here and act like I am so holy and better than you. If you think one way, but you're not willing to speak up in the other way, doesn't mean I don't like Steve Kerr. I actually like the dude. I actually like the Warriors. I root for them. My team, as you can see, is the Seattle Supersonics. I have them right behind me. They're gone. I watch Steph and the Warriors all the time, and I actually like this team. But Steve Kerr, those are some hypocritical comments. All right, last but not least, let us talk about the prices for Sunday NFL ticket and what this really is. All right. It has gotten so expensive to watch the NFL. Like the NFL Sunday ticket prices are now out, and people are complaining about prices of this. Sunday NFL ticket and NFL Red Zone prices. So just a simple Google search here. It's $379 a year. But NFL Sunday ticket is coming to the Apple App Store, and you can get it for the low price. And that's just one part. For $679.99. And if you want to add Red Zone, $739.99. Holy crap, who is going to want to pay this much money to watch the NFL? This is crazy. Here is the press release. Sunday ticket isn't getting cheaper. It's getting more expensive, depending on where you buy it. Via John out of Puck.news, the out-of-market game package is now available via the Apple App Store for viewing on iPad and iPhone. The cost $679. If you want to package it with Red Zone, it costs $739.99. The league told Puck.news the NFL does not control pricing of Sunday ticket, nor does it receive an additional fee associated with this sale. Apple takes 30% fee for anything sold in store. The fee has been built into the pricing. Now, look, most of us aren't going to watch it this way. We're going to have YouTube TV and pay the YouTube TV and pay the $379. But to price it this high is just absurd. Like, I don't know what is going on here. We want to watch games. And we saw the fiasco a couple nights ago where Stream.East got shut down for a minute. I mean, they came back and they tweeted that we have multiple servers. Fans are smart enough now to go get the free options. Fans are smart enough to know where the free options are. So what are these leagues doing? They're price gouging. They're putting things behind paywalls, and they are alienating the common fan. Look, the average salary, I think, in the United States is like around $45,000 a year. People aren't going to pay close to 1/45 of their salary just to watch the Red Zone through the App Store with Sunday ticket. Not fair, not good, and a horrible, horrible look for everyone involved. Stand up for better pricing. This doesn't work for the common fan. All right, thank you for watching the George on Tap show. These have been a little shorter here the last few days because we're kind of ramping back up into a sports. As always, it's at 11:30 a.m. We'll be taking Friday and Monday off, most likely. Little 4-day mini break, and then we'll be back next Tuesday. So we got Wednesday and Thursday, and then we're off for a few days. Maybe I'll come on if there's some emergency or something that I really want to talk about. But in general, we'll have a couple of days off, so just be ready for that. Thank you for watching. My name is George on Tap. This is the George on Tap show. Make sure you like and subscribe. And as always, it's brought to you by Underdog. Use promo code ONTAP to get up to a 50% bonus to up to $1,000. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.